Oh, sorry. Back for some Sunday morning hockey. Thank you for joining us on the channel. It's the 5th place game of the Minnesota Meltdown here in the U12 Wales East Division. And it features your U12 Blue Army Red Girls versus the U12 Outlaws. Outlaws from the Orono area. Blue Army Girls in their camo tops with the navy blue trim, white helmets. And the Orono Outlaw Girls in their, call it royal blue tops with the powder blue numbers, white and powder blue trim. If the setting looks a little bit different, it's because we're on the North Rink now. So this is the North Rink of Fogarty Arena, Blaine, Minnesota. Newman will start between the pipes. Cron and Seidel will be your defenders. Babbage, Van Sickle, and Bailey your forwards. Blue Army Girls moving from left to right on your device, and we are ready to begin the 5th place game, and we're underway. And already a quick offsides as everybody decided to jump over the blue line as fast as possible. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Van Sickle keeps that one in. Bailey works hard there. Babbage cutting to the middle, centering pass. That one goes past everybody. Seidel just off the left of your screen. The Blue Army Girls touch up, and now they go to the deep forecheck. Exit pass by Outlaws, intercepted by Seidel. Sends it over for Bailey. Has a little trouble with it on the far side, and here come the Outlaws going the other direction. Advantage here is, folks, we'll see most of the ice better. Bad news is we're going to have a little challenge right under the camera, so we'll apologize in advance for those shots. Van Sickle around the net. She's dispossessed there. That one slides in past Newman. Early going here as both teams now working on their line changes. Opportunity in front, and Newman with a big save as that one bounced in an awkward place for the Blue Army goalie. Cron chases this one behind the net. Exit pass towards Seidel. Seidel feeds towards the blue line. Does hop out. This is Merrill off the bench. Gabriel, her line mate, goes for the poke check. And it slides in. So despite the fact that there looked like some good defense there, Outlaws cash in on their second shot of the game. And the Blue Army Girls find themselves on the wrong end of the 1-0 score line.
Going for the Outlaws, number 12 on assist.
Blue Army Girls in the last 2 games have been on the wrong end of early leads from the teams that they have played, and in both games they have rallied to make it competitive. With a little bit of luck and some puck luck, maybe they would have been in a situation to win one of those games, maybe both. This is Lockwood keeping it in. Centering pass coming across that time by Zerbe. Hughes and Lockwood combined there. Lockwood with it. Bangs that one off the board. Zerbe, excuse me. Whipped in by Lockwood. And now she chases. 1v4, it's a shot to the middle. Wasn't going to go in. There's a shot, first shot of the game by Blue Army. And the Outlaw keeper stout to that one. Back to neutral zone. This is Vadnais. Vadnais brings it over the blue line. They're changing behind her. Vadnais shot, that's blocked by the defense. Another shot, second shot of the game there. And I think that's going to be off. Yep, it's going to be offside. Everybody gets out of the zone, but Outlaws come away with that one. Feed with this one down behind Newman's net. Centering pass, that misses everybody and will make it out to neutral ice. Chedester flows to the bench as on a change. Attempted a cross ice pass there. This is Seidel. Seidel has it again. Couldn't quite get that one out. Cron circles around, whips it around, looking for, this is Babbage near boards. Van Sickle fresh off the bench, tries to interrupt the point for the Outlaws. This one comes in towards Seidel. Seidel with it. Again, whips it and sends it up near side. Left side of your screen. Good centering pass that time by the Outlaws, but it misses everybody. They hold it in at the point and send it in towards the slot. Van Sickle's got a 3-on-2 if she hurries. Feeds Babbage near the side. Babbage gains the blue line. Babbage sends it in. Rebound opportunity. Van Sickle shoots. And somehow the Outlaw keeper able to get down to that one. She made the initial save, but the rebound was yawning, as was the goal. Van Sickle steered it, but the Outlaw keeper able to get on the other end of that. 11:23 to go here, first period. McCann with it, shot there. Oh, quick shot, nicely done. Again, good save by the Outlaw keeper. Did not see, I think that was Merrill with a shot. I could not quite tell, but a good quick shot from just outside the low slot area. Lockwood tries to feed. Bad camera work there, sorry folks. This one comes out to neutral ice. Hughes with it. She fans on it a little bit. LeCann with it, feathers that forward for Gabriel, but that's gonna miss everybody. I think we're gonna have icing against the Blue Army, and we do. 11:01 to go. And we'll have a defensive zone face-off for the Blue Army to the right of Newman's cage. Blue Army finding themselves in the 5th place game with a win and 2 losses during pool play, with a better goal differential than the Ice Cougars, which is why they're playing in the 5th place game, not the 7th place game. Hughes has it, chips it out towards the boards. Outlaws hold it in. Thought about a D-to-D pass. Instead, she sends it down deep. That goes wide of Newman. Good hustle on the far side. Good use of the body by both players. And a glove save there by Newman. Nicely done. And the 3rd shot of the game for the Outlaws. So goal differential, and in part the goal differential that was generated in that first pool play game results in the Blue Army girls playing in this one. As Merrill goes for the face-off there. Actually, that's Van Sickle, 45. This is Lockwood chasing it in the far corner. She backhands it in reverses direction. Hughes will chase. Left side of your screen. Centering pass. Oh, that goes right through the crease. Finds Lockwood, who feeds it forward, looking for Bailey. Bailey tied up there at the blue line. This is Hughes. Hughes unable to get that one out of the zone. Intercepted that time by the Outlaws. Outlaws shoot, and that one goes high and wide. Lockwood far side. Surveys her options, feeds Van Sickle. Van Sickle plays that in. She's going to chase it to the corner. It's going to be physical play there in the corner. Good job, use of the body by the Outlaw defender. Gets wrapped around to the near side. Gabriel chases. Cron off the bench, sends it to the middle. Steered on by Bailey. Bailey on her backhand, tries a centering pass. It's broken up. Lots of sticks in the way. And the Outlaws come north. Outlaws dump and change. Cron's going to pick this one up. Near side. Skates it far side. This is LeCann far side. Bangs it off the boards, but it's intercepted by the Outlaws. Good poke check there by Seidel. Seidel with it. Feeds it forward. It's off of LeCann's stick, and that one goes down into the corner. Lots of defensive help there by the Outlaws, and a centering pass still made it through into the slot area before the Outlaws turn the direction of the play and go the other direction. Shot from distance. That pops up and over Newman's net. Nice LeCann with the back check there. This is Chittister for Gabriel. Gabriel over the blue line, shoots from distance. Save that time by the keeper. Good shot. Unlucky that time for Blue Army. No one able to get on the other end of that one. And now the Outlaws have it far side. Good poke check there by Cron at neutral ice. Stalls the Outlaw offensive. She goes for the poke check again. This time Outlaws just dump and chase. Cron loses her balance, gets it back, battles there, still battling. Centering pass broken up by Blue Army, and that one goes wide. Another centering pass. Zerbe checks that out to neutral ice. Outlaws have to change. And I think we're going to have an icing here against Blue Army, and we will. 7:41 to go here in a quickly moving first period. Outlaws find themselves a goal to the good over the Blue Army girls. Blue Army girls with a few more shots, but not a lot of great scoring opportunities. Outlaws will have an offensive zone face-off just to the left of Newman. Puck is down. Nominal face-off win by Blue Army. This is Zerbe. Zerbe whips this down. And a bit aspirational that. And we'll come back and do it again. Going the other direction. The referee's got a new puck. He didn't wait for the old puck and got it. Keep things moving. Here's Zerbe near far boards. Zerbe chips that one up. Now she'll go for it. No icing. Nice chip that time by Zerbe. Chittister tries to keep it in. Hughes tries to keep it in. It's intercepted that time by the Outlaws. They feather it forward. That's going to be offside if she doesn't touch up. She does. Nicely done. And Newman, confident as you like, saves that one. So another shot on goal, and Newman with a good glove save there. 7:03 to go here in this first period. It's been a good weekend for the Blue Army girls. They've played some good teams, had some good competition. From a neutral standpoint, what you love to see is them battling back. There have been a couple of times when they've been down by multiple goals, and both times they have cut it to a one-goal deficit, meaning that they're not afraid to go down early and make a comeback. As we have another offsides here, as there's a battle right below the camera, right at the Blue Army blue line. 6:54 to go. Hughes cross ice pass that's intercepted by the Outlaws far side. Bailey chases. Van Sickle with it. Tries to get in over the blue line. Does. Can't feed Gabriel near side. Or excuse me, Babbage near side. And that one goes all the way down. And that will be icing against the Outlaws. So a neutral zone face-off, excuse me, an offensive zone face-off for the Blue Army girls. 6:37 to go. Van Sickle to take the draw. Draw one nominally by the Outlaws, and they skate it out. Through neutral ice. Over the blue line. Hughes watches there. This one comes in towards Newman. It's spilled. It was initially in Newman's glove and then spilled out. But the defense clears as Lockwood goes into the corner, sends it up for Bailey. Bailey feeds it across, but it's intercepted. Sent back in that time by the Outlaws. Hughes battles there. Van Sickle battles there. She tries a backhand to get it out. Does not come out. And Outlaws keep the zone. Van Sickle tries a pass. It finds this Outlaw skate. Reverses her turn. Goes the other way. This is Bailey. She's unable to chip it out. This is Babbage. Babbage gets it out of the zone. Here's Van Sickle. She's at the end of the shift. How much gas does she have left in the tank? She's on the far side. Bailey with it. Backhands that one towards goal, but it's competently cleared out that time by the Outlaws. Near side. This is Gabriel. This puck's going to find neutral ice. Merrill sends it back in. Nicely done. LeCan far side. Gabriel lurks in the middle. Here's an opportunity for Blue Army. LeCan finds Gabriel. Shot. Oh, great defense that time by the Outlaw defender. Broke that one up just enough. That was going to be a good scoring opportunity for Blue Army. Instead, it goes begging, and that's offside. That should have been, I think that should have been offside, but instead we play on. Here come the Outlaws. Centering pass opportunity, and it finds its way over Newman's pads. I don't think that was a shot on goal. I think it just drifted wide. That came out. Again, at least it certainly looked that way from my perspective, but getting a little physical there on the far side. Opportunity here for the Outlaws. Hughes slaps it to the boards. Blue Army girls need to connect a few more passes and connect and spread out a little bit on the ice. Merrill tries to get that one out of the way. She does. That one does finally come out. This is Hughes. Hughes sends this on. Hughes wants to avoid the icing, so she does. That's going to be an official shot on goal, even though it was a long, soft one. Merrill loses an edge. Outlaws bring this one up to the blue line, then fire it over. Seidel chases far corner. She whips this around towards Chittister. Chittister near side, puts the moves on and gains the neutral zone. Now she sends it in. Opportunity here for Zerby. Can Zerby chase this one down? No. Great skating that time by the Outlaw defense. And this is whipped down, and this is going to be icing against the Outlaws. So as I said, a relatively quick moving first period, as there's 3:44 to go. Shots unofficially 7-4 in favor of Blue Army, but again, not a lot of scoring opportunities for the Blue Army girls. Good swarming defense by the Outlaws has denied them a lot of clean looks at goal. Vadnais with the face-off draw. This is Cron right below the camera. Chittister loses control of that one at the blue line. Shot from distance, that hops up and over everybody, including Newman. This is right through the crease. Needs to be cleared out by Seidel, and she does. Nicely done. A little bit of 9-1-1 defense there for the Blue Army. A good interception this time. Opportunity here for Chittister. Chittister in. Chittister shoots and just flies wide. Chittister gets a rebound back. She stabs at it. And we have a whistle. That's a great effort by Chittister. We've seen a couple of times in this tournament. She has had a great effort to try to create a scoring opportunity, but great job that time by the Outlaw keeper, getting her pads down and not letting that rebound get back in the net. Outlaws changing their forwards. Now we're set. Offensive zone face-off again, won by the Outlaws. Hughes back with it. Watches this one to the side, centering pass. This one misses everybody, but is kept in at the point by the Outlaws. It's whipped in and knocked off the boards heavily by Hughes. Lockwood far side. Gets a little extra momentum. Finds a little bit of open ice. Digs at this one. Lockwood again carrying, and unlucky that time. Good defense by the Outlaws, keeping Lockwood slower, a little slower at the blue line, and forcing one of her teammates to be offside. Van Sickle to take this draw for the Blue Army girls. Good poke check there. This falls nicely for Babbage. Oh, right under the camera. This one's going to go the other way. Lockwood loses an edge. Goes back for Newman. Newman pokes it out. Lockwood far side. This is Bailey. Bailey Can't get that one out of the zone. Here's a chance. Opportunity for the Outlaws, and they shoot, and it goes wide. Both teams having a tendency to put this one wide or high. Lockwood chases in the corner. It's kept in at the point by the Outlaws. They try to sweep it in on goal, but don't. Lockwood again is going to try that side. Bailey's going to get control of it. Bailey chips it off the boards. This is Lockwood. She's dispossessed. Nicely done. That's LeCann. This is Hughes. Hughes dances between a couple of defenders and then loses control. Blue Army still in the midst of a line change. That one's going to go all the way down the other end. No icing, as both players had a chance to play that. Seidel sends it for Gabriel. Puts it in the middle for LeCann. But the Outlaws get control of it. Merrill tries to hold it in, right side of your screen. Good job by Merrill and Gabriel keeping it down. Merrill battles in the corner. Outlaws come out with it, trying to feed it up that near side. Gabriel with a centering pass. Opportunity for LeCann. LeCann with another chance. Here's Cron, who steps up, tries to fire it in. Opportunity for Merrill, and another save. So 2 quick shots in succession. 2 quick shots in succession. The Outlaw keeper, cool as you like, but good scoring opportunities there for the Blue Army. And with just under a minute to go, that would have been a nice goal for the Blue Army to get a little momentum heading into the first intermission. Chedester feeds this to the middle. Vadnais tries to get control of it there. Cron pinches in. Seidel sends it to the far boards. Somebody loses a stick. That was Vadnais. Almost fell right to her. Here's a 3-on-2 opportunity for Outlaws. Seidel pressures that one. Goes behind Newman's net. This comes to the top. Opportunity. There needs to be some defense there, and there is. Good job by the Blue Army girls. 30 seconds to go. This one hops near the boards. Cron tries to pick out a teammate. She does. She sends it forward, but doesn't quite come off. And here's an opportunity for Chedester. We've seen this before. Chedester shoots. Chedester scores! Oh, inside 20 seconds to go. Inside 20 seconds to go, and the Blue Army tally, and we have a level hockey game. Big potential momentum shift for Blue Army. Chedester again with that effort, just keeping the legs moving. She's not the biggest on the ice, but with that effort, she sure looks like it sometimes. Van Sickle, Babbage, and Bailey on the front lines for this draw. They get it in over the blue line. Have to see if this changes the momentum a little bit. Maybe gives the girls in the blue on the Blue Army side. I was going to say the girls in blue, but everybody's wearing blue tonight. Bailey battles there. Less than 2 seconds to go. And I think we're going to head to the second period. We will. Second period action coming to you from Fogarty Arena in just a moment. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, folks, thanks for joining us back for the second period. The teams have switched ends. The Blue Army girls in their camel whites with the navy blue trim, white helmets will be moving from right to left on your mobile device. The Outlaws wearing, again, royal, call it royal blue with white and powder blue trim. Chedester with a goal in the last 20 seconds of that first period, puts the teams on level terms. And we start with Van Sickle. Wins the face-off, pushes it into the Outlaw end. This is Babbage far side. She gets control of it, centering pass, but that drifts by everybody. Bad camera work on the producer's part, but we'll have to talk to him afterwards. Opportunity here for Blue Army. They did outshoot the Outlaws in that opening frame. Lockwood D-to-D pass for Hughes. Hughes shoots from distance, slides in, and it's gobbled up. I'm going to call that a shot. Actually, I'm not going to call that a shot. I think that one was going wide. Looks like the goalie's at the far extent of her crease, and she reached down with her left glove hand. LeCann, Merrill, and Gabriel, your forwards. Newman still in goal as Hughes comes back for this one. Outlaws have to wait to get onside. They do. Now they feed it in. Opportunity here for Hughes. Hughes pitches it out for LeCann. LeCann has a teammate in front, but LeCann has a step. LeCann cutting it. Gabriel also there, and that's a good save. Nice low shot. An excellent low shot that time. Excellent low shot by LeCann, but a great save that time by the Outlaw keeper with the low left glove. And we remain tied. Could not give up a rebound there as Gabriel was absolutely lurking. Nicely done. This one's cross ice, and that's going to get by everybody. I think that's going to go for icing. Or is Seidel going to get to it first? Seidel is going to get to it first. Feeds it forward. That's going to go the other way. Are we going to have icing going the other way? I don't see an arm in the air, so the Outlaws will have to play it in the corner. Intercepted opportunity. Merrill cutting to the middle, tries to call for the puck, but puck can't quite get to her. That one I think is going to go for icing all the way down. And with 13:33 to go, an offensive zone face-off for the Blue Army girls. For those of you at home enjoying the warmth of your own home, it is cold here at Fogarty Arena. I'm not sure what they did to anger the hockey gods, but it's really cold and the heaters are not on. Battle far side, Chedester comes out with that. Again, grinding, loses an edge, goes down, but gets back up. Cron shoots from the point, took a bounce, looks for Zerby. And Seidel will have to squeeze that one out right below the camera here. Squeeze out the Outlaw player. Good cross-ice pass. Well, that one took a weird hop. Misses intercepted. Opportunity here for Vadnais. Can she control it? She gets it on her forehand. Shoots from distance, and that goes wide. Zerby tries to get it to the middle. Opportunity here for Seidel, and she airmails that one up over the top of the crossbar. Exciting sequence offensively for Blue Army. Did not result in a shot on goal, but certainly was entertaining. Chedester tries to put work behind the net. She's outsized. Cron's going to pinch far side. Cron sends it in towards the net, but it goes behind the net, not in front. Zerby can't keep that one in. Seidel to the middle. Cron's going to attack this one to the outside. This one gets whipped in. Outlaws needed to go for a change. This is Seidel around Newman's net. Feeds it over there, but it's taken that time smartly by a forechecking Outlaw player. Chedester by one defender. Feeds for Vadnais. Vadnais, just check it, that's Van Sickle off the bench. Van Sickle with a chance. Van Sickle taken down. I see an arm in the air, and we will have our first penalty of the game. Van Sickle kept the legs moving and got dumped, and there'll be an opportunity for Blue Army. With 12:05 to go, they'll have a chance. Again, the power plays at this level, not very effective, especially when you're talking about summer hockey. A lot of coaches would like to even decline the penalties and just play 5-on-5 the whole time, but hopefully it opens up a little bit of extra ice for the Blue Army girls. We'll see how this works. Hughes, Lockwood. Lockwood shoots, that's blocked. Lockwood gets it back. Lockwood tries to shoot again, another blocked shot. Bailey, nicely done to Hughes. Hughes can't get to that one, and she has her pocket picked. Lockwood's gonna have to race back for this one. Newman with that save, nicely done. Hughes, far side, we're going to call that a shot, absolutely. Blue Army a little trouble getting their order set here. Turns it over to the Outlaws. Outlaws coming back the other direction. Good defense and a short-handed goal. A shot in that, you could hear it hit. You could hear it hit a pad and somehow it went in anyway. And the Outlaws with a short-handed goal here early in the second period. Great forecheck that time by the Outlaws, created that offensive pressure despite being down a player. So now it's on Blue Army, the girls in white, or the camel white. It's on those girls to rally as they have earlier in this tournament. This is Cron, whips it up towards her teammates. Cron goes cross ice, but that's just a little too far for LeCan. Outlaws bring it in, this is Seidel. Seidel sends it out. Again, Blue Army still on the power play, unable to get control of this one. Need to use the open ice. Need to use some passing around some of these defenders. This is Merrill near side. Has a player to the middle. Merrill outside. Merrill tries to control. Merrill lays off this time for Seidel. Seidel dispossessed. And the Outlaws go the other direction. Good poke check there by Cron, forces the Outlaws behind the net as Newman looks on. 10:45 and ticking. Here comes Blue Army through, this is Merrill through center ice. LeCan thought it was going for a change until she was told not to. Cross ice pass to Seidel. Seidel, nice job that time. Good job by Blue Army getting out of the zone on that dump by Seidel. And again, not a lot of passing necessarily for the Blue Army girls. They just need to kind of get their spacing right. And again, I'm a little confused. I think they're on the penalty kill for. They're on the penalty kill. That should not be icing. And I think we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Well, it's summer hockey for the refs too. Once in a while they'll make a mistake, and they did there. So a few seconds left on the Outlaw penalty. Lockwood back for this one, finds Hughes. Hughes far side. Hughes in the corner. Can't quite get to that one. Fed forward this time. Opportunity here for Blue Army. This is Chedester. Chedester tries to feed the middle. Does. Opportunity for Blue Army. Vadnais could not pull the trigger. Outlaws break out far side. Good physical play there by both players. This one comes towards the blue line but is kept in. Lockwood has to retreat behind Newman. Near side. That one hopped out of the zone. Vadnais watches it there. This is Zerby who pitchforks it ahead, but it's taken by the Outlaws. Chedester missed on that one. Defense back for the Blue Army. Good shot there. As the shots start to even out a little bit. Here's a chance for Van Sickle. Van Sickle centering pass just off for Babbage, but Babbage is going to have it on the far side. Babbage slides to the middle, but cannot connect with Van Sickle, who was camped out at the top of the slot. Here come the Outlaws going the other direction. They will go for a change. Head of steam far side. This is going to get by everybody. Girls in white are going to chase. Outlaws are going to chase. Babbage far side, feeds it towards the middle. Finds an Outlaw defender. Bailey tries to keep the forecheck alive. Van Sickle comes up with it. Van Sickle, backhand opportunity. Bailey knocked down. Good contact. Lots of contact in front of the crease. Shot from Lockwood at the point. Wraps around the goal, but it kind of died. It must have hit an edge or a piece of ice. Van Sickle battles there. Good poke check. Lots of bodies right below our camera. That one gets whipped in, and it was very close to the red line, so I think that's going to be just fine. Hughes far side for Babbage. Can't break that one out. This one comes to the middle. This is Lockwood who'll chase it near corner. She's got a head of steam. She's got a little bit of open ice. Bailey gets out of her way. Lockwood brings that one across the blue line and sends it in. It's pushed to the corner by the Outlaw goalie. This is Van Sickle. Van Sickle with a chance. Feeds it towards Lockwood. Lockwood with a quick shot. Nicely done, but it hit traffic. And the Outlaws attack the other direction. Fast-moving second period. Cron looks for a teammate. Her pass broken up. Far side. This is Lockwood. Bailey tries a touch pass to the middle. Hit Gabriel. This is Merrill, far side. Merrill gets it into the zone. Creates some space. That one comes out. And now we're good. We keep playing because the Outlaws came away with that puck. So Lockwood and Cron are both going to chase this one. Now Lockwood with it. Lockwood sends it out. Looking for LeCan. LeCan hits the Jets, gains the zone, chases it into the far corner, tries a backhand centering attempt that's blocked by the Outlaws. Kept in by Merrill. This one goes behind the net. LeCan will chase far side. Gabriel lurks in the slot area. Outlaws able to keep it in momentarily, get it out momentarily. See if Seidel's able to do something with it. She's under a lot of heat there and finds Gabriel far side, who chips that along for LeCan. Bad camera work, folks. Top of the screen. Cron looks for a teammate. Her pass intercepted by Merrill. Merrill sends that in. LeCan battles there. Opportunity. LeCan with it. Centering pass broken up. Finds the back of the goalie's pad, but it gets loose. Goalie is down, but the Blue Army girls not able to get to that one. This is Cron. Cron whiffs at it. She whips and whiffs at it. Tries at that one. It's fed the other direction. Opportunity here. No, we will not have icing. I wasn't sure if we were going to have icing or not. Seidel for Zerbe. Opportunity. A fire wagon change for the Outlaw goalie. Outlaw goalies changed. And offside against Blue Army, as there was a bit of confusion there trying to figure out exactly who's going to go which direction, as there was a player fresh off the bench. Ciro checks in for Newman, so it'll be Ciro for the rest of the game for Blue Army. Likewise, a goalie change for the Outlaws. Vadnais took that draw, nominally won by the Outlaws. They bring it over the blue line. Lockwood blocks that shot. Hughes pushes it into the far corner. Vadnais with it there. Picks her eyes up. Now she surveys the ice. Now she's got a little bit of open ice. Stays strong on her skates. Goes by one defender. Puck might have gotten away from her. Kept in by Zerbe or Lockwood at the point, but it did hop out. Good poke check that time by Hughes. That one goes wide. Ciro not tested with a shot early, but had to get down to that one. Had her angles right. Far side, Outlaws with this one. Lockwood backs up. Somebody in Blue Army uniform needs to get on the other end of that one. Chedister sends her body into a pile of Outlaw humanity, and now Hughes will play it behind the net. She'll try to keep it out to the bad ice there in the corner. This is Lockwood. She'll circle behind Ciro's net. She feeds Bailey. Bailey tries the centering pass, exit pass, but it doesn't come off. It's intercepted by the Outlaws. Extended pressure here by the Outlaws. Blue Army need to get this one out of the zone to reset. Those girls have been down there a little while too. Chedister far side. Chedister keeps the legs pumping. Brings it out into neutral ice. Unable to get a change though, as the Outlaws get it right back. Only one Blue Army player able to get off the ice. Centering pass broken up by Lockwood. Nicely done. Another centering pass broken up by Hughes. Nicely done. Blue Army girls need a whistle. And awkward collision there. Everybody's up, which is good. Hughes far side. That's a lot of bodies on the ice, but we play on. This is Bailey. Bailey feeds that forward for Van Sickle. Van Sickle takes it off of her stick. Could not control it as the defense was all over that. Referees letting 6-man penalties go, I think, on both teams. He probably could have called it on both teams in the last 30 seconds. Again, summer hockey. Outlaws far side. They enter the zone. Seidel with a good poke check there. This is Van Sickle. Van Sickle chips it off the boards and will try to chase. Lots of bodies in front of her. I think that's Lacan far side. Bailey watches it as that goes past Cron and down behind Ciro's net. Inside 2 minutes now to go. Here in this rapidly moving second period, 1 goal for the Outlaws in this period. That is the extent of the scoring. In fact, in the last handful of minutes, we have not had too many shots on goal either. It's been relatively quiet at both nets. Cron goes for the dig there, and a great Seidel with covering for her defensive partner. Nicely done. Had to get it right. Blue Army girls have to get out of each other's way. Now they do. They're able to keep it in momentarily. This is the far side. They're in the middle of a line change. Cron with it, sends it in. Blue Army onside. Lacan will chase. Comes back for Seidel, who sends it forward. This is an opportunity. This is Merrill. She's going to break her neck to get there. Can she create some space? Can she center this puck? Oh, it went off of her skate. Unlucky that time for Merrill. Great effort as she had girls breaking. Cron's going to have to break her neck to get back there. Centering pass goes by everybody. Inside 1 minute. Outlaws with a chance. But they turn that one over. This is Seidel. Seidel tries to go cross ice, but it's blocked. Now she goes cross ice again. Looking for Gabriel. Entry that time by the Outlaws. This one's going to get out to neutral ice. Cron chases this one in the corner, wraps it around, looking for Gabriel far side. Check it, that's Vadnais far side. Yeah, it was Gabriel, sorry about that. Numbers are still a little hard to read sometimes. Chance here for Cron. Cron goes cross ice, but that's intercepted by the Outlaws. Puck comes back in. Cron chips at that one. Ciro fights that one off. Nicely done. Ciro fought that off, and the period expires. So a relatively quick-moving second period. Only 1 goal scored by the Outlaws, and not even a lot of shots for either team. And we head to the third, and it is a 1-goal hockey game. All right, folks, 15 minutes on the clock, third period action. It is the 5th place game between the Outlaws and the Blue Army. It is the final period of action here for the Minnesota Meltdown. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for joining us for each of the games on the channel. The Blue Army girls have found themselves down before. In a couple of games prior, they have closed those to one goal situations. There is certainly enough spirit and fight in these girls to get this to a tie game and create some real drama. And let's hope this third period creates just that. Notably, Outlaws team looks, from a physical standpoint, looks a little bit bigger across the board than our girls. They've used their bodies, I think, properly, and a lot of good physical play. Hughes and Lockwood, your defenders. Ciro is your goalie. Vadnais at the center with Chedister and Zerby outside on the wings. Chedister with it, looks for some help, tries to chip it up the boards. Can't, tries to get it back. She spins, nicely done, battling there. Lockwood around Ciro's net, now reverses her turn, nicely done. Lockwood's going to try to bring this one out on her own. Now she's got some open ice. Opportunity for Lockwood, feeds Chedister, but that did not come off. As Chedister unable to get control of that one, and that's offside as Hughes brings it in, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off. 14-12 to go here in the third period. Shots 12-8 in favor of Blue Army, but again, despite the fact Blue Army with more shots, not a lot of great scoring chances. Puck is down for Van Sickle. This one comes back for Cron. Cron feeds Bailey far side. Bailey reaches behind herself, goes cross ice to Babich. That's broken up by the Outlaws. And Cron again to the back to slapping at that one. Cron blocks that one. Cron swings at that one. Far side, this is cross ice pass, it's intercepted. There's a lot of humanity there. Battle in the corner. Good centering pass that time by the Outlaws. It's going to find its way to the point. Can somebody get on the end of it? They do. Opportunity here. This is Seidel, who feeds it forward for Babich. It's intercepted that time by the Outlaws and makes it out to neutral ice. Cron goes cross ice, but it's intercepted. Cron dumped to the ice. Ciro with it. Nicely done. And a good save that time by Ciro. 13-12 to go here. And she'll have a defensive zone face-off just to her right. Hughes slaps at that one. This is LeCann. LeCann far side. She's dispossessed. Lockwood with it. Lockwood looks for a teammate. Does. Gets it to LeCann. LeCann far side. She puts the Jets on and is tied up there. Gabriel with a forecheck. LeCann for Gabriel. Opportunity. She sweeps that on towards goal, but it doesn't quite come off. Merrill battles. This is Merrill. Battles now. Good defensive play there. This is for Hughes. Oh, that did not come off. Well, Hughes gets it back. Opportunity for Hughes. It's blocked. That's the kind of luck you have sometimes when you're looking for goals, is you'll shoot and you'll hit your teammate in the back. Hughes spins, turns, gets her eyes up, goes the other direction. And offside against the Outlaws. It was a close play, but referee's eyes are better than ours. And we have offside against the Outlaws, 12:15 to go. Face off at center ice. Nominally won that time by the Outlaws. Ciro's going to have a quick shot and a goal. Unlucky that time off that face-off. That puck just went and kept going. And the Blue Army girls unable to catch up to that one. Good shot as Ciro had the near side covered, but the far side was a little bit open. That's because no goalie can cover the entire net. And the Outlaw player managed to find the far side of that net. Bailey chips that on. Here, check it, that's Zerby who chips it on. Vadnais chases down behind the Outlaw goal. Chedister, the goal scorer for the Blue Army. Vadnais in the corner. She battles. Zerby with it behind, down below the red line, centering pass, and that goes the other direction. And are we going to have icing? I think we are. I'm a little surprised. I thought that might have been a pass from Blue Army that went all the way down the ice, but referee says it was last touched by an Outlaw player, and an offensive zone faceoff Offensive zone face-off for the Blue Army girls. Quick change of personnel for the Outlaws. Outlaws win that one. Babbage chases that. Good move there. Denies her the opportunity to stay on the forecheck. But now she gets it back. Sends it in. Opportunity. There's one shot. There's a second shot. The puck is still loose. And the goalie climbs on top of it. Exciting stuff. Two good shots in quick succession for the Blue Army. And the second goalie for the Outlaws able to stop that first one and then deny the rebound and then finally flop on top of it. Nicely done. This faceoff went to Hughes. Hughes shoots from distance. Deflected, partially deflected, and the goalie jumps on that one. So another shot. So 3 quick shots in this shift for this forward line. Good shot by Hughes. That was tipped in front by, I think, Van Sickle or Babbage. This one comes for Hughes again. Hughes shoots from distance. It's knocked down. Almost fell for Bailey. A good centering pass there. Swept in. Opportunity for the Blue Army girls. They shoot and they score. Oh my heavens. A bad angle shot finds the top of the net. And the Blue Army again pull back within 1. A filthy shot from a filthy angle, and that's how you get goals. You put it in the net. Nicely done. I did not catch who that was. I think I know who it was, but we'll have to find out. And with 11:04 to go here in the third period, again we have a tie hockey game. Excuse me, a 1-goal hockey game. Lockwood feeds this forward, battling there against a much bigger opponent. So Van Sickle with the goal. Just absolutely roofed that one. Battle right here below the camera. This is Gabriel. Gabriel centering pass that goes off of LeCan's skates. Unlucky that time. LeCan with a centering pass. That's broken up. Kept in by Lockwood far side. They try to feed it out again. Lockwood gets a stick to it. As everybody has to clear. Remember, everybody's got to clear. There we go. I still don't think they cleared, but okay. Anyway, far side, Lockwood. Lockwood had a brace earlier. Opportunity for Lockwood. She switches to the backhand and it goes wide. This falls for Hughes. Hughes whips this one in. It's blocked by his skate and goes the other direction. Gabriel watches that one. This is back for Hughes again at the point. Hughes with a chance. Hughes goes cross ice to Lockwood. Lockwood with a lot of defensive pressure there in her face, and she is able to hold on to the puck momentarily, keep it in. Good teamwork this time by Blue Army, covering for each other. Oh, excellent play that time by Zerby, excuse me, or is that Chedester on the far, Chedester on the far side. No, it's Lockwood, excuse me. Lockwood far side. Lockwood steps up quickly, sends it down into the corner. This is Merrill. Opportunity here for Gabriel. Gabriel has to unload that. It hops up and over. Oh my goodness gracious. What a weird, wicked shot that was. Cron tries to send it in. It's deflected. Ends up off the keeper. Again, some good offensive shots, pressure here by the Blue Army here in this midway through this third period. Now the Outlaws get control. They'll gain neutral ice. Comes across for Seidel. Seidel feeds for one of her teammates. Could not tell who that was. Cron steps up, puts a shoulder into an Outlaw player. Chedester loses that one. Cron battling there right below the camera. Chedester battles there. Opportunity here for Blue Army to create, again, some additional offensive pressure. It's sent in by the Outlaws into the far corner. Time starts to tick down. This is Vadnais behind the net. Her stick is pinned up. Good save by Ciro. Another good save by Ciro. Does she have it? She does. Oh my heavens, that's some of the best goalkeeping we've seen from Ciro in this tournament. Great save and a rebound and another great save. Nicely done, young lady. 8:19 to go. Here in this third period, it has been entertaining, no question about that. It hops out. That is Zerby. who hops that out. And we have Chedister and Vadnais are your forwards, with Kron and Seidel your defenders. Zerby slaps at that one. Blue Army not quite maintaining quite the same spacing that maybe they would in an ideal situation. Chedister gets dumped. You probably could have blown a whistle there, but we play on. Chipped out by Seidel. Zerby goes for that one. Vadnais sends this in. Chedister will go for a change. One lone Blue Army forechecker. All 5 girls for the Outlaws back in their own zone. Puck is slid out with a nice entry pass, and now the Outlaws gain the zone. On the forehand, shot towards Ciro. One save, opportunity, and a goal. A bit unlucky that time. Ciro made a nice save, but the rebound was not covered up, and our defense unable to clear it for her. And we're back to a 2-goal hockey game here with 7:25 to go, third period. Shots again starting to get a little even after Blue Army were in the process of creating a bit of a gap over the last couple of shifts, but this time it is the Outlaws with a couple of quick shots in succession. Cross-ice pass opportunity. This is Lockwood far side. Lockwood feeds this up towards Bailey. Bailey lays off for Van Sickle. If Van Sickle keeps the legs going, she may have a scoring opportunity. She does. Babbage cuts to the middle. Van Sickle with a good poke check there by the defense. Again, centering pass. That's taken by the defense and sent out towards the blue line. Kept in smartly by Lockwood, but it goes to the Outlaws and they clear. And that one's not going to make it down for icing as Lockwood has to play it. Lockwood reverses her turn, goes the other direction. Bailey with it. Bailey skates with it, brings it up, looks for Babbage near side. Babbage unable to get on that one, but sends it in, gets it in. That's rolls in, and for just a moment, I'm going to call that a shot on goal. I think that was going in if that goalie doesn't play it, so I think that's a shot on goal. Hughes near side, centering pass, broken up by a whole host of sticks and skates. This is Lockwood far side. Lockwood whips that in. The girls in white camo touch up. And I think that's going to go for icing. And it will with 6:02 to go. The Outlaws, guilty of the icing infraction, will have a face-off just to the left of their goalkeeper. And we will have a timeout. Timeout, Blue Army. Opportunity to rest everybody and talk a little bit about what they want to do here with this offensive zone face-off. Late in the game, 6:02 to go, 2-goal deficit. And Blue Army with a good timeout here to try to talk things over, make sure that they get some quality scoring chances, perhaps even off of this face-off. Reminder, the Blue Army girls pulled the goalie in the game against one of their earlier opponents. And we're down by only 1 goal at that point. Unlucky that time that the play did not end up in the offensive end for them. So we'll have Lacan, Gabriel, and Merrill, your forwards. Kron and Seidel will be your defenders. Zero still in goal for the time being. 6:02 to go, third period. It's a 2-goal game. The Blue Army chasing this one as the puck is down, as Merrill ties up the shooter, ties up the center. Kron tries to hold it in. I was unable to do that. Gabriel back for it. Lacan slaps it to the far side. Merrill to the far side. That's sent in behind Zero. Outlaws with it in the far corner. Merrill tries to get it out of the zone. Gabriel helping her there. Kron goes cross ice. This is Seidel. Seidel gets it on her forehand. It's intercepted that time by the Outlaws, and they steer it back into the far corner. Nicely done that time by Blue Army. Falls nicely for Lacan. Lacan tries to get this one over the blue line. Looks for Gabriel. Can't. But Gabriel finds it. Gabriel tries to tee it up. Slides it in. Opportunity. And there's a shot. And a save by the Outlaw keeper. 4:59 to go here in this third period. Vadnais, Chittister, and Zerby, your forwards. Hughes and Lockwood back out. Zero still in her net at the drop of this puck. Lockwood with it there, whips it back in. It's intercepted there and sent right back out. This puck was sent from the other side, but it's going to run out of gas before it gets over the end line. And the Outlaws will have an offensive zone opportunity. This is Zerby, far side. Zerby brings it to the middle, has to hit the Jets. She's tied up there, knocked off the puck. Lockwood with it, Lockwood for Hughes. Hughes controls, Hughes whips it across, tries a centering pass, but it's intercepted. Chittister absolutely punching above her weight there, took an elbow to the chops. I'll get from a bigger player. But keeps on going, and this one makes its way out to neutral ice. Outlaws happy to keep it in neutral ice if they can just control it. But here's a chance for the Outlaws. Centering pass, that's sent on, but good defense that time. Back checking by the Blue Army forwards. Big slapper there, that one goes wide. Lockwood on the far side steers and turns it back the other way. Almost coming up on 3.5 minutes to go in this one. This one's going to hop by everybody. Vadnais is going to break her neck to get there. The defense is going to beat her. Opportunity, little miscommunication there between the defender and the Outlaw keeper. Shot from distance, that's off of Ciro's glove. Seidel behind the net. This is Bailey. Bailey centering pass, that's broken up. Exit pass broken up by Outlaws. Outlaws shoot from distance. Kron tries to pitchfork that out. Check it, that's Zerby. Zeidel. This is Babbage chasing this one. This is Bailey. Van Sickle. Van Sickle shoots. That one hops over. Oh my goodness gracious. Van Sickle shoots. It just goes to show you never know what's going to happen. If you shoot at the net, good things happen. That took a weird hop. Goalie was in a good spot, but somehow found a hole between the pads or over the pads. And we're back to a 1-goal hockey game with just under 3 minutes to go. The fighting spirit for this Blue Army team, they have not given up, to their credit. Van Sickle with another goal. Van Sickle's line back out there again. Feeds it forward for Bailey. I think this is going to go for icing. And it will. So with 2:47 to go, there will be a defensive zone face-off to the left of Zero. In a 1-goal game now, inside 3 minutes. We'll have to keep our eyes on Zero. Zero says the net's off. Trying to tell the referee, but referee uninterested in that one. Shot from distance, that took a deflection. Goes into the near corner, Outlaws whip that around. Here's the far side. She cuts to the middle, that's check it, that's Merrill. Opportunity, and a goal. So back to a 2-goal lead. A little bit of miscommunication perhaps back in the Blue Army end. So back to a 2-goal lead, now inside 2.5 minutes to go.
Scoring for the Outlaws, number 3, assistant number 7.
Gabriel, Merrill, and LeCan, your forwards, battle right here just below the net, below the camera. That took a deflection off a skate. Hughes has to go back for this one. Hughes with it again, sends it out. It's not going to get out as the Outlaws manage to hold the point. Again, hold the point. Gabriel battles there, but not able to get out. A shot comes in. Ciro with a good save. Nice save that time by Ciro. This comes to the middle. This is steered towards the middle. But again, Blue Army unable to get good control of it. And with 1:40 to go, another shot by the Outlaws, and the time ticking down for the Blue Army girls. Interesting to see if they can get this down into the other end. Will Ciro stay in her net? I imagine she will probably get pulled. Hughes slaps that to the near side. Good block that time by Chittister. Puck gets out to neutral ice. Zerbe chases. Steered back the other direction. Hughes sends it on. Outlaws bring that one across the blue line. Comes for Lockwood. Lockwood skating with it. She's going to keep grinding. Backed up that time by Zerbe. Badness loses control of that one at the blue line. Gets it back. Now she can attack. They want to try to get this puck deep so they can get the extra attacker on. Bailey, I think it's Chittister. Opportunity here as Lockwood comes in. Lockwood backhand. Lockwood shot. It gets behind the net. Battle there. I think it's stuck, and it is stuck. It is stuck in the, looks like it is stuck in the net. So with just under 40 seconds to go, we'll have a offensive zone face-off. Ciro is to the bench. The Blue Army girls are +1 on the ice. Vadness to take this draw. Van Sickle looks to be the extra skater. This one comes to the middle. It's kept, it was almost kept in by Lockwood. Feeds back for Hughes. Hughes feeds for Chittister. It's intercepted. Opportunity for Outlaws. Here comes Lockwood. Lockwood over the blue line. Lockwood, chance. Saved by the Outlaw keeper. Gets the rebound back. This is Hughes from distance. Hughes blocks. Bailey pitches this to the far side. Lockwood again in the corner. Centering pass comes towards the side of the net. You could hear that. She sends it all the way over, looking for, I think that was a pass to Hughes. This is Chittister, and they run out of time. A furious comeback that time by the Blue Army girls, but they will settle for 6th place in the Minnesota Meltdown. Congratulations to both teams. Entertaining hockey for summer hockey, and we'll see you next time on the channel. Thanks for joining us. Final score.